Hey, VC Jeff here. So I just wanted to make a quick video, show some recent things I got in. And I'm sure you're wondering, Jeff, why are you wearing sunglasses? Well, it's because my future is so bright that I gotta wear shades. Okay, maybe that was a stupid dad joke. No, I could tell you, but I can't tell you because the first rule of Fight Club is, well, I'm not supposed to tell you. So anyway, let's just proceed. These are just a few things I've gotten in recently. I'm going to start with one that I actually got in today. The Saigon Kick Lizard. Yeah, it was a record store day. And yes, it went fast. And yes, I missed it record store day morning. And I was unable to find it. But, you know, you find people online that are selling it for outrageous amounts of money. But you do run across people in certain good Facebook groups that, you know, sell it for a reasonable price. Even with shipping, it was probably cheaper than some of the stores around here were selling it locally. But anyway, okay, so honestly, I've never owned, and I mentioned this in my record store day. Look at that beautiful reptilian green. This is one of those bands that came out in the era when I wasn't really listening to this particular style of music, and so I have never listened or know anything by Saigon Kick. But I've heard enough about them, and I listened to some of the stuff online to realize, you know, this is that little sweet spot in the 90s where some of these bands were still putting out some good stuff before it became all alternative. And I wanted to grab it. Now, I have read, I have heard, I did know that there was a lot of complaints about this album. I knew that people were talking about it being a bad pressing, etc., etc. But I went ahead and pulled the trigger, and I, you know, after listening to it, I will say that, yeah, it's a bad pressing. It sounds like a picture just did in the 80s. It's got a lot of surface noise. But honestly, when the music's going, you don't hear it. So it's when you first put the needle on in between tracks and then the soft spots. So I can get past that. You know, it wasn't like I paid an arm and a leg for this. You know, hopefully maybe they'll one day put out a better press. I don't know. I hear the first album was a much, much better production. And I did, in order to have the complete set of these two, I went ahead and ordered it from somebody on Discogs just yesterday so that I can have them. I figure I'd get them both. And I hear that that one's really good, so I went ahead and grabbed that. Now this I got a couple weeks ago when it first came out. This is the Kiss Destroyer 45th anniversary, 40th anniversary. It's, you know, remastered. It's a double album. It's got a bunch of bonus tracks. Now there's a box set available of this too, which I didn't even look into, but I'm sure I probably wouldn't have had the money to pay for it for that. It's got a nice extensive book in here with, you know, story and photos. And you know, I got the reissue of this a couple of months ago at Walmart. Do I have the Walmart one? Maybe not. They have a Walmart one that I don't have that's like a splatter. Let me see. The one I had was the one that came out normally, and then of course I did get the resurrected one, which is the remixed version, and I got that at Walmart on orange. And now I've got this. So I've got, like, you know, 3 different versions. This is just typically black. It is a gatefold. It is a double record set. And it's got, you know, unreleased tracks and demos and things along that line. Love this time frame. Love these costumes. I remember all the posters and pictures of them individually on the bikes that were available back in the day. And like I say, it's got some... whatever, you know, the demos and stuff are fun. It's not like the stuff that's going to get played a major amount of time, but it's nice to have. They did this with the Love Gun a couple years ago, and but only on CD. But it had all the demos and stuff, so that was really cool. And of course, I'm a huge Kiss fan. First band I ever got into. That whole story. If you've listened to my stuff long enough, you know that that's one of my first rock bands. So I had to get it. I didn't get the box set. I really didn't even look it up. Some of that stuff. I have to look. Maybe I made a mistake. I probably should look it up and see. But you know, a lot of times it's just extras for more cost. I do want to. I think I am going to probably get the CD version of that also. I believe, if I recall, there's more tracks than was on the vinyl edition. And then this came up a couple weeks ago. I guess I was unaware that these were being reissued on vinyl. And had been, at least most of them. OSI, Office of Strategic Influence, Are you familiar with who these people are? This is their first album from back in 2003, I believe. This band started off pretty much from Kevin Moore. Kevin Moore was the keyboard player from Dream Theater, and he left Dream Theater, did some other stuff under the name Chroma Key. But he put this band together, and on this particular album, the drums were by Mike Portnoy, also of Dream Theater. So at the time, it was kind of like, hey, you know, one former, one normal member of Dream Theater got together and put out an album. And it is, it's great stuff. It's not prog really. It's got some weird spacey type feels to it. It's all over the place. It's got some harder moments, but it's kind of hard to peg as to how, you know, this may end up sounding. I got the edition that's white. It's on Metal Blade. It's a double record set. They have 4 albums and then like an EP that's got some extra tracks on it. And 3 of them, I believe, are currently on vinyl. I need to double check, but I want to go ahead and grab them all. But this one popped up on Amazon for a good price. I didn't even know it was out, and I'm like, oh, and I grabbed it because I love this album. The other stuff, Mike's not on it. Mike Portnoy's not on all of the other stuff, and so it's got some different musicians that come in. It's still great stuff, though. Their Blood album from 2009 is a really good one that I'm wanting to get one day, and I see that popping up on vinyl, but the cost is a little high. Anyway, check these guys out if you're not familiar with them. Like I said, they've only got 4 albums out. They haven't done anything since like 2012, but this is the first one from 2003. Great stuff. Mike Portnoy on drums. They got some radical moments, and then it's got, you know, at times it's got some, I want to say industrial, but not really industrial. There's like radio samples and clips, and then lots of intriguing mellower parts and sound effects and stuff. So it kind of feels like industrial, but not noisy like some industrial. Look them up. They've got stuff out there. But anyway, great stuff. That's the most recent stuff. I've got some other stuff in that came in recently that was purchases from Black Friday online and Cyber Monday, really kind of Black Friday sales. And I'm probably going to do a different video on that because I just came in and I'm still kind of going through all of that. But I want to get something out there because these have been sitting in my collection for probably a week or 2 now. And I just want to get those out there. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back. Rock on and rock hard.